Hello everyone. So for this video I decided to partner up with a company called Wholesale Nuts and Dried Fruit. This is not a sponsored video, but I got the contents of this box for free. Let's see what's inside. So let's see what we have here. Ooh, prunes. Perfect timing, I just ran out of these. And next we have some really delicious looking dried cherries. And what do we have here? Oh, some dried coconut flakes. These are unsweetened too. Wow, they smell really fresh. Now this is the actual package I was expecting. Check this out. 10 pounds of walnut halves. This is nuts, pun intended. I'm not being paid to say this, but I promise you guys, these taste fresh and amazing. Anyway, I'll just take what I need for now and feed my entire generation with the rest of it. Just look at this bag. I mean, look at it. I don't even know where to store it. But in all seriousness, a big thank you to Wholesale Nuts and Dried Fruit for sending me this package. Check them out. Okay, let's begin. Add about 3 cups of dried walnut halves to a bowl. So I know most people like to soak their dried nuts before doing anything with it. If you're one of those people, it's okay. You're just taking the longer route. You can soak your dried nuts for a minimum of 6 hours. When you're satisfied, rinse it completely. After rinsing it thoroughly, make sure you let it dry completely. Once your walnuts are completely dried, you can move forward with the recipe. I didn't soak these, those are clips from an older video. Place a pan on medium-high heat and lightly toast your walnuts. Once you've toasted your walnuts, add them to a food processor. As you probably already know, we'll be making some alkaline cookies with these, so toasting your walnuts will give you a really good flavor. Also, it will help with drying out any leftover moisture. Make sure your walnuts cool down completely before processing them. But if your food processor has an opening or a chimney like mine, feel free to blend it while it's hot, but be careful. When the blended bits feel like they're no longer moving, use a spatula to loosen things up, then process again. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, the aroma is divine. It's taking everything in me not to eat up this entire food processor. After processing, this is what I have. You could go larger or smaller, either way, it's up to you. Add your processed walnuts to a large bowl. I'm telling you guys, toasting your walnuts is where the magic happens. This thing smells so good. Now if you don't toast your walnuts, you could end up with a mushy blend, and that's not good for combining your dry ingredients. You want your processed walnuts to be a bit loose. Take a closer look at this. Now for those of you using the leftover fiber from making some walnut milk, all you have to do is let it dry completely, give it a blend again, then toast it, and you're good. Just know that it won't be as flavorful. For the dry ingredients, add 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Add 1 tablespoon or more of dried ginger. This is optional. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. Add a 1/4 cup or 1 cup of date sugar. It's up to you. Feel free to adjust this to your taste. The next dry ingredient is a 1/4 cup of white spelt flour. You can use any alkaline approved flour, but whatever flour you use, make sure you pass it through a sieve. In other words, sift it. If you're using the leftover fiber from making some walnut milk, make sure you dry it completely, blend it, then toast it. Now we're going to combine our dry ingredients. You can add some Ceylon cinnamon if you're so inclined. We're going to set this aside for now, then we're going to jump straight into making our vegan meringue using aquafaba. Chickpea meringue is really easy to make. If you don't know how to make it, all you have to do is click on the link above to watch my video. That video is quite comprehensive and it'll take you on a step-by-step journey on how to make it like a pro. Now we're going to add about 5 to 6 tablespoons of avocado oil. You need all the fat you can get your hands on. Add about 3 tablespoons of coconut aminos. Add about 4 to 6 tablespoons of agave nectar. Of course, you need to adjust this to your taste. Also add about 4 to 6 tablespoons of date syrup. Of course, you also have to adjust this to your taste. Add 1.5 cups of your chickpea meringue, then combine using the cut and fold method. Add the remaining 1 to 1.5 cups of chickpea meringue, then continue combining. In total, you need about 2 to 3 cups of chickpea meringue. Mix until fully combined. Now it's time to form our cookies and bake them. I know most alkaline vegans don't use baking silicone mats, but I'll show you an alternative as we go. I'm going to be using this to scoop out the cookie dough. You want to use a scoop with a flat bottom, and I'll show you why as we go. But you could use any scoop you want actually. Scoop out some cookie dough and place them onto the baking mat. Now using the base of your scoop, carefully spread the cookie dough around using a circular motion. There are probably 100 million ways to do this, but to be honest, I didn't do any research and this is what I found myself doing. You probably could use some circular cookie cutters to hold your dough together. It's not perfect, but it works, and it's the lazy way of doing it, and I love it. If you're not comfortable using a silicone mat, just use a well-oiled parchment paper. Next, we're going to be adding these plump dried cherries sent to me by Wholesale Nuts and Dried Fruit. Just look at how beautiful they are. Again, this is not sponsored. Add some dried cherries, spread it around, and place it in the oven. Now this is by far my favorite method. Add some cookie dough to a piping bag with a star-shaped tip. Apply some light pressure until the cookie dough exits the tip. Pipe your cookie dough onto the baking mat in a circular motion, then push down to break the string. You can make so many designs using a piping bag and other cookie accessories. The possibilities are endless. Now, depending on the power of your stove, we're going to bake everything at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 to 30 minutes. Our cookies are done, but you need to let them cool for at least 1 to 2 hours. As you can see, these look really good. The dark parts you see are from the date syrup crystallizing. They're quite soft right now, but they get snappy as they cool down, so let them cool down completely. This is one of the cookies with some dried cherries in it. The shape is nothing to write home about, but it tasted really good. The cherries were sweet and tart. Now this one was my favorite. It was thick, delicious, and chewy. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Now go make this and add or subtract anything you want. You could add some dried dates, and you could also spread some of my tahini butter on it. I tried it and it was delicious. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.